Have you ever been to heaven? Well, I'm afraid to say that the hell is overflowing and the heaven is about to change into hell. Heaven is not going to exist anymore. But you know what is the main job now? It is to change the whole world into a heaven now, a living heaven. And that is important. Hi everyone, I am Mukesh here to spread the idea of living heaven. By the way, does anyone want to go to heaven now? Not me for sure. I want to spend time here on earth. I'm one of those dreamers and maybe misfit who want to change the earth. More specifically, I want to change the living hell that this world is into a living heaven. When I started spreading this concept amongst my friends and family, their first reaction was silence. Thereafter, some called me bonkers and others said it was impossible. Usual expected reactions. But I believe that there is nothing impossible. Even Nelson Mandela has said that it always seems impossible until it's done. By the way, if you look at the dictionary, you will see the word impossible before the word possible. Anyway, after a few days, I again asked the same detractors, what if they got a chance to change the whole world into a living heaven? What will be that one change they will attempt to? This time they spoke. Some said zero hunger, some said no poverty, few said language diversity, and for few others it was civilization. Many even said about saving water. The list was like a queue in front of shops when the COVID-19 restrictions were first lifted. But what I learned by then from my interactions was just a small line segment in the line. But I wanted more, just like a Kargil hero, Captain Vikram Batra, who said then, "Ye dil mange more." I wanted a concept, and I did greater than these. I started thinking high and looking up. But there was nothing. I knew everything at a start. Okay, start, basement, let's look there or two. Nothing again. But there I understood that a start is not only the basement. It has all its effects till it reaches the peak, the high top. It accompanies us. And that's when it dawned on me that the key to start working for the living heaven is a combination of two gigantic aspects. Best quality of education and best quality of medical services. Let's now take up an example of a common man who is working for his family. He really finds it challenging to run the family towards the end of the month. He really works hard for salary. For him, the only date in his mind will be the first of the next month. He doesn't care of trees, he doesn't care of fossil fuels, he doesn't care of pollution. But he does care of earning, feeding his family. He focuses on earning. He knows that money matters. How does it matter for him? No one else will earn it for him. No one else will pay his children's educational fees and the medical fees of the family. Okay, now why talking about a common man? Because 48% of the world population are common people like him. 36% of the people are living in poverty and the rest 16% are only well off. Findings of research by Journal of Economic Perspective brings out that these 48% of the people earn mainly to provide for their children's education and the medical facilities of the family. It also states that these people are ready to spend extra for better quality. Wonder why? But this is the truth. The cost of education and medical services proves it is the best field of business for making money. As far as I am concerned, I will say that money is making them blind not to see the lives of children and others. Let's discuss some things now. I have always heard that there used to be no teacher in most of the government schools who spoke fluent English. Although the situation has improved, government schools in rural areas are still having that issue. Don't those rural children's lives matter? The same is with hospitals too. Let me share you a short story that my grandmother told me once. As per Hindu mythology, we have Yamaraj, the god of hell. One day he comes to earth searching for a man who should have reached him, but he didn't. Yamaraj finally found him in a world-class private hospital where the facilities were saving him. He was the only person in the list. But Yamaraj heard another voice of sufferance. And that voice belonged to a poor, humble man admitted in a government hospital. That humble man is safe, his name is not there in the list. Yet he was suffering. Why should he suffer? Because he did not have the facilities that the rich man could afford to. Unfortunately, this is the present situation and we should be ashamed to be quiet. I have always questioned my parents why I was not taken to a government hospital whenever I was sick. They always told me that it is because of the quality. But if this be the case, then no one should go there. Don't all our lives matter? All our lives do matter. When I looked at the costings, I found that the government facilities are available at a low cost. But at the same time, the privates set the price high, making it a business. The same is with schools too, and more importantly, higher education institutions. I really wonder why are more private medical colleges being set up and why is the government not able to provide the best quality of education in the medical sector to most of its aspirants. Why don't the privates get the same amount of fees as that of the government establishments? I remember the incident of meeting one of my best friends for the first time. He has come from a government school, but the board, the medium, the subjects were all very different and less in quality when compared to ours. He struggled and picked up. If a student feels nervous about a new school, it's common. But if he feels nervous about the syllabus, it's not right. Well, this is not the fault of the government, but of the whole system. Let's remember that 36% of the people are living in poverty and most of them have access to government schools and government hospitals only. Why is the government not able to give the best quality of education and medical services? The answer is obvious. Because education and medical services are thriving businesses. Let's stop to think that education and health are very distinct firms. Research by PubMed Central states that adults with higher education attainment live healthier and longer lives compared to their less educated peers. Well, let's stop to differentiate between the systems too. Let's create a system with the same complexity that would reach everyone. I call for standard and best quality of education and medical reaching everyone. I say no privates in these fields. If the salary from the private side is equalized, the new salary can be easily provided. Imagine a society where the quality of education and medical services will be world class, where the lives of future citizens will be bright, where they will be happy, where education and medical can be used by everyone, everywhere, every time, without any bias or prejudice or discrimination. However, to overcoming the present barriers of reach, of cost, of awareness will be possible only when we humans start. We should initiate this. There will be change in each one of our lives. The common and best quality of education will give equal and many opportunities. The common and world-class facilities will make a poor man get his life back. The common people will have their money with them and eventually there will be an increase in the graph of the economic status of the common and the poor. This leads to no poverty. If there is no poverty, there is zero hunger. There will be innovations, there will be increase in life skills, there will be increase in opportunities. I can say that the world goals will be at their best. But these all will happen only when we recognize ourselves as the citizens of not a state, not a region, not a country, but as the citizens of the world we live in. Let's unite the world community again. Let's do it for the generations. Let's do it for the world. Let's do it for the children. Let's do it for the world goals. Let's do it for the living heaven and to stop the overflowing of the hell. Let's do it. If education and medical services are of the best quality and standardized all over the world, reaching everyone, education will make us and medical services will support us. We will be at our best and automatically the world will be at its best because We are the world. Thank you for your time.